Hey Gemini, what's up gang? I hope everybody is well. We're gonna go ahead and do your full moon reading, okay? So if that's something that interests you, stick around. Gemini, if you're new to this channel, welcome. My name is Jessica. Please take a look at my description box. That's going to have any information that you need to know. And yes, this is a Gemini channel. However, if you vibe, you tribe, so go ahead and make yourself comfortable. Gemini, if you're returning, welcome back. I hope that you're well. Hope you're taking care of yourself. I do hope that you're doing what's best for you, boo. Thank you for all the love, all the support. Gemini, thank you for all the good vibes. It really does mean the world, okay? All right, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. So this full moon is the pink moon. It's the first full moon of the spring season, and it is the full moon in Libra, okay? Now, this full moon is actually one of the more new moony full moons that we're gonna have because it's the full moon, the first full moon in spring. So it's all about new beginnings, rebirth, fresh starts, growth, okay, renewal. So I feel like this full moon can actually feel maybe even heavy or very emotionally charged. They're actually showing me, they're showing me a couple things. They gave me a couple like messages here, guys, okay? The first one they gave me was a geyser. You know how like a geyser can sit there and be very dormant and then all of a sudden it can explode and the geyser shoots up water, right? Well, I feel like that could be how maybe this full moon is going to affect you, Gemini. Like maybe you thought some things were dormant, you thought some things were healed, you let go of some things, you moved on for some things, you're doing good about some things, right? And then all of a sudden, it's like, bam, there she blows, okay? That's kind of the energy I'm getting for some of you guys. But this isn't just to torture you. These things that are getting brought to the surface that maybe have been dormant for a while, it's because you have new beginnings that are coming. Right? So Spirit wants you to be ready to welcome this rebirth, be ready to welcome these new beginnings in without holding on from anything from your past, which brings me into the next message, okay? They were showing me that spider, brown, I think it's brown recluse. I don't think it's brown recluse. I think it's brown recluse. And you know how like that spider can bite you and it doesn't really look like anything's happened at first, but then over like the course of a couple weeks, like you can lose a limb, okay? Because the poison starts to get into your actual like blood system and your flesh and it rots your flesh from the inside out, okay? So this is just a message for somebody, you know, like holding on to things from your past, holding on to negative feelings, negative energies, negative situations, stuffing things down, refusing to look at things, refusing to release situations, it can cause that toxic effect where you think everything's okay until all of a sudden your arm's rotting off, you know? And it's very graphic, I know, but that's what they gave me, all right? So feelings, and I think I had said this in the daily short today, feelings are not bad. Feelings are not a bad thing. Feelings are good. Feelings are indicators of what you need to look at, what you need to reflect on, what needs growth, what needs to be released, you know? It's when we start to shame our feelings and we start to shove them down or push them away because they make us uncomfortable, that is when they can become damaging to us. And I'm getting that energy with the brown recluse energy that they gave me, okay? Stuffing things down and things becoming like poison or like toxic. So there's need to release these things. They also gave me this image of this Queen of Cups here, okay? And it's really interesting because if you, and I should have had this already out, so let me pause real quick. All right, I'm back. I didn't want to waste all the video time looking for this queen. But if you look at the traditional illustration of the Queen of Cups, she is the only queen that has a cup that has a lid on it. And she's got like this weird like origami looking type of deal where it looks like it's got like some kind of like, I don't know, combination lock on it or something. Like it's not easy to get into her cup. And she's designed it that way. She doesn't want anybody to get in. You know, she wants to keep her lid on. She doesn't want any emotion to come out. She don't want any emotion to come in. And this has caused her to be very bitter. See how her legs are crossed? She's very closed off. She has this really like nasty scowl on her face. She's obviously ruminating on whatever has caused her to close her cup up in the first place, right? But then we look at this queen, and her cup is big. It's a shell, actually, you know? It's a big, unique cup. It's flowing and it's open, right? But what's interesting is instead of holding on to whatever this situation is, like this queen is, and then this turning her into some toxic, bitter type of energy, this queen is taking whatever this is in the cup and she's releasing it back to the ocean, okay? So maybe that's what you're being asked to do during this full moon. Don't hold on to whatever it is that's hurting you, or don't hold on to whatever it is that maybe has caused you to close down, shut down, want to shut down. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Allow yourself to release this back to the ocean, okay? Because then your cup is going to be ready to be filled up with something new. And you can keep the flow going. You can keep the energetic exchange going. You know, you don't have to let one thing that's happened or several things that have happened to cause you to be this closed down energy where no, nothing and nobody is ever going to get in ever again. You have a big, unique cup on purpose, right? And it's meant to be filled. But sometimes whatever's in it is not working out for us. It's not right for us. So these are the times where we need to get up off of our throne here and we need to go to the ocean and we need to release it back. So that way we're ready to make space for something new. And I feel like that's what's happening, guys, okay? So that's what they gave me as far as like the intuitive messages, guys. One more. They also gave me, I don't know if I actually mentioned this, but they gave me portals for this. I feel like you're having some choices that are coming up during this full moon. Like you have options, Gemini. You have choices. And it's up to you what path you go down, right? It's interesting because I was in like this group talk thingy and the instructor was talking about what can we control? Because it was something to help manage anxiety. And he was talking about what can we control? Well, very little, right? But one thing we can control are our choices. Even in situations where the choice we have to make doesn't actually feel that great or it doesn't lead to a favorable outcome for us, that's still a choice that we have. We can still control the choice, you know? And I feel like that's what Spirit might be wanting to kind of relay to you or help you understand during this full moon, because it's like there's different little like portals or timelines that are popping up. You know, you have different options, you have different choices, you have different paths you can go down. The choice is always yours. You're making the choice, right? So there's something there with that, guys, okay? All right, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's get an animal message out for Gemini gang for this pink moon, this full moon. Let's get an animal message. How is this full moon going to be affecting or impacting Gemini, or what are they going to be learning? What's the theme? Oh, we got the lizard, okay? Yeah, your emotions are going to be running really high. Okay, you could be feeling a little bit like, you know, if you're an empath, you could be feeling like you're feeling everything, you're feeling everybody. So if something like that happens where you're feeling great, everything's amazing and fine, then all of a sudden you're feeling angry or you're feeling sadness or you get this wave of heaviness that washes over you, stop for a second and analyze the situation. Do I have anything in my present moment right now that is causing me to feel this way? How was I feeling just a second ago? Because it might not be your energy that you're picking up on, okay? But you could be feeling a little overwhelmed by feelings right now or by other people's feelings. Maybe you're trying to avoid crowds. Maybe you're trying to stay in. Maybe you're just trying to kind of just kick it with just, you know, a close companion or a few people that make you feel comfortable, or just by yourself, because it does feel like there's like you're extra sensitive, you know? And I feel like your psychic abilities are also at their peak level right now, okay? With this lizard energy, like whatever your intuition is telling you, Gemini, you can believe that. You can put that crap on everything, because there's something here where you're bang on the money, okay? Let's look at the lizard. Oh, the lizard is also an animal that likes to kind of, you know, scurry away, run away when it senses like danger or it senses a predator around it. And so maybe there's something here where your instincts are just very high right now, okay? All right, let's see. Could have swore I just saw the lizard, but maybe I was wrong. Scorpion, there we go, lizard, okay. So, let me get some water. Lizard says, instinctual, sensitive to the subtle, and a dreamer. The lizard is an expert in the realm of sensory perception. As if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken and sees what is yet to manifest. Although this is an amazing gift, it can easily wear the lizard down. Big crowds, lots of travel, or overstimulation will drain a lizard of their magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights in the big city and return to the inner artist who's been whispering your name. When in balance, artistic, telepathic, and spiritual. When out of balance, elusive, non-committal, and flaky. To bring into balance, a creative project. So yeah, Spirit's saying you're very gifted, right? Like you have a lot of psychic energy. Some of you guys, you know, psychics, you have visions, you have very clear dreams. Some of you guys can astral travel or astral project. Some of you guys are like have telepathy, you know. These spiritual abilities that you have, it's an amazing gift to have this stuff, but it can easily wear you down. It can cause you to feel drained. It can cause you to feel overstimulated, okay? Some of you guys might be autistic or neurodivergent as well with this lizard energy. I'm just getting this energy of sometimes when you're overstimulated, if you have a hard time maybe regulating yourself, regulating your emotions, maybe regulating your anxiety, okay? So there could be something here where you're just feeling extra sensitive during this full moon, and I feel like Spirit wants you to expect that so you can find ways to regulate yourself, okay? All right, let's put our little lizard buddy over here and let's get some Moonology messages. What does Gemini need to know? My throat is all messed up too. I'm not gonna sit here and be one of those classic tarot readers that blames everything on the collective. It could definitely be me, right? Like my throat chakra could use an alignment here for sure. But maybe there is something here that you want to say, or there's a truth that you want to speak here or something, okay? Maybe there's a way you need to start expressing yourself in a more authentic way. What do we have here for Gemini gang? We have the energy is gaining momentum with bring love into the situation, new moon in Aquarius. So this is the waxing moon here. Yeah, something is picking up, you know? It's funny because I feel like you're almost coming towards something, but maybe you're going at your own pace, or there could be things that are distracting you or holding you back in a sense. And whatever this new beginning is, it's like it's going to just right past you by. You have to kind of meet it. Some of you guys could be at the right place at the right time for something to happen. Some of you guys might need to be at a certain place at a certain time. You might not have any idea. So if you feel this like compelling energy to like, I don't know, go to the grocery store, go here, go there, and you're like, I don't really want to do that. I could always do that tomorrow. Like I could always go shop tomorrow. You know, maybe there's a reason why you need to go to wherever this place is. Some of you guys could be feeling like you want to take a different route home, or you want to walk on a different route, you know, or maybe you want to try a new hiking trail out or something like that. Or maybe you go to a certain car wash and you're like, you know, I've been wanting to try that other car wash, but it's kind of like 10 minutes out of my way. It's like, go wherever you're feeling compelled. I feel like, again, your intuition is speaking to you during this full moon, okay? But something is gaining momentum. There's some kind of energy, there's some kind of situation where it's gaining momentum. And what Spirit is saying is to bring love into the situation, to bring love to yourself. So pour love on something right now. Don't pour fear on it, okay? What else do we have here? What do we have here for Gemini gang, please, during this pink moon? What do we have here for Gemini gang during this pink moon? Okay, we have emotions are running high, right? Well, when she's on, okay? Yeah, that's what I'm getting, guys. It's like something is picking up, and so because of that, emotions are running really high. It's like, it's funny because this is a super moon. And it's funny because it's like right there in your face, and some of you guys could feel like that's how your emotions are right now. It's like right there in your face. You know, you couldn't hide from it even if you wanted to, which I wouldn't suggest. We already talked about it, okay? But there is this energy here of like, you know, something kind of being very intense right now and kind of picking up. We have hold your vision, okay? And don't let your past hold you back. That card loves to stay coming out. All right, let's get one more. Let's get one more for Gemini gang for this pink moon. What's going on during this pink moon? We have a new start is coming, the new moon. Okay, and on the bottom of the deck, again, hold your vision. But don't let your past hold you back, okay? So there's something here where it's like, what do you see for yourself, right? What goals do you have in mind? What overall vision do you have? Do you need to take a step back? Because again, with something being so close here, something being like right in your face, you might not be able to see the bigger picture when it comes to something. You might not be able to see the full picture, you know? And your intuition right now is popping, but if you're distracted or you're overstimulated or you're drained or you're scared or something, or you have a lot of anxiety, it's like you might not be seeing something as clear as you could. So there's just this energy for me. I just feel like there's a need to like pull back so you can look at everything in a complete way, okay? But yeah, what Spirit is saying here is you do have a new beginning coming. Some of you guys could have a new emotional beginning coming, okay? You could be meeting somebody new, or if you're already involved, that situation could be deepening here. Some of you guys could have a new start coming that's going to make you feel very emotional, like you're going to be happy. You know, these are happy tears, happy emotions that you're going to be feeling. And it's going to feel like everything's like smooth sailing, you know? Like it took a while to get here, but now that we're here, it's like, wow, this is going really well, okay? I'm getting that kind of energy, guys. Let's see. Let's get some tarot out. The energy is gaining momentum. What is this talking about for Gemini gang for this pink moon? We have the Knight of Cups. Y'all should see my face right now. Yeah, so there could definitely be some kind of emotional offer that's going to come in. Somebody could want to reach out to you. Gemini could tell you that they want to invest in you. They could tell you that they love you, okay? This person is doing this even though their fears might have been holding them back before, or they're scared. You know, they're not sure how they're going to be received, how this situation is going to play out, what you're going to say, how you're going to react. But sometimes you have to do it anyways, even if you are scared, you know? And sometimes when you're scared, it's just showing you that you're doing something that you're supposed to be doing because you're stepping out of your comfort zone, right? Others of you, there could be something that you really enjoy doing. This could be a hobby, a skill. It could be something involving your career, however you make money, or what you've been growing, what you've been investing your time in. You've been doing this because you're doing it from the heart. You really do enjoy whatever this is, Gemini. And because of that, the energy is gaining momentum. Like things are about to kind of take off. Things are going to pick up for you, and you're going to find yourself having some kind of nice harvest here. I feel like you've been very patient when it comes to whatever this is. With the Seven of Pentacles, you've needed to have patience. You've needed to have discipline to let this grow. Okay? So it's almost like maybe some of you guys are putting yourself out there, you know, living in your authenticity. Yeah, this could definitely be talking about something in regards to work or money, or just something that you're trying to stabilize, okay? And there could be something here where it's like, yeah, I put a lot of work, I put a lot of effort in this, but it's scary. It's scary to release it to the public, or it's scary to take the next step because I don't know how this is going to work out for me, okay? But something is definitely picking up here. Oh, okay. Wheel of Fortune, Ten of Pentacles, Hierophant coming out. Yeah, it's like you could be taking something to the next level very unexpectedly here with that Wheel of Fortune. Like things could be changing very quickly for you. Give me something else for this energy is gaining momentum. What is this talking about for this pink moon? We have the Two of Swords. Yeah, so there's some kind of choice that you have to make, Gemini, or a choice that needs to be made here. Maybe it's not you making the choice. But either way, there's a choice, right? It's like you've been weighing your options here. You've been trying to figure out what you want to do when it comes to something. You're up, you're down, you're here, you're there. You know, one moment you're all in, one moment you're not. It's like there's this energy here of I need to just figure it out, you know? This could be getting thrown into your face during this full moon. Like emotions could be running very high. And it's like, okay, I need to figure this out. The thing about this Two of Swords is that, yeah, she doesn't have all the answers. She doesn't know what she's doing. She doesn't have, you know, the clarity basically with her blindfold there. But she's still going for it. She's following her instincts, which is exactly what this lizard is talking about. Following your intuition, you know? And she's hitting the mark too. That's the good thing, right? So it's like, even though you don't have all the clarity that you could use in a situation, Gemini, Spirit's saying to let your intuition, let your heart lead you regardless, because you're going to hit the mark with something. I do feel like there's an energy here of like you have been trying to figure out your options. You've been weighing something or trying to make a decision here, you know? That's what I was getting with these different pathways, right? The choice, that makes sense. But I feel like it's like there's a time limit here almost is what I'm getting. I don't know why Spirit would be putting pressure on you, but it feels like there's a time limit. Maybe there's like a deadline to fill something out, send something in, start something. I don't know. Like maybe there's like an actual legal like deadline, or there's an actual date here for something. So you have to have something done by a certain time. I don't know. Like maybe you have to decide if you want to move by the 15th, and you can't let them know any later than the 15th, because if you are going to move, they need to start that. If you're not going to move, they need to get the lease back in order. I don't know. There's something here where it's like there's a time limit though. Okay. And so you have these different choices, and you got to step through one of these portals is what Spirit is saying. Okay. Interesting, guys. But whatever this is, it's like with this energy that's gaining momentum here, it's coming, like it's vastly approaching is the energy that I'm getting. It's like you just want to be happy too. That's the thing, right? I feel like if you were to sit down with Spirit, and Spirit was to be like, okay, what do you want? You have these different options in front of you. What do you want? You'd be like, I want the one that's going to make me happy. I want the one it's going to work out for me. You know, I want the one that's going to be easy, or it's going to be successful. You know? So I feel like that's your overall goal, which is funny because we saw that with the Moonology of holding your vision. Your overall vision could be, I just want to be happy. I just want to be successful. I just want this to work out. You know? So I feel like there's something here where you want your fulfillment. I almost said wish fulfillment too, so maybe there's something there with that. But it's like I feel like you want fulfillment, but maybe you just don't see a clear way to get there. And Spirit could be saying, that's the details. Leave that up to me, right? Leave the details up to me. You just shoot your shot, right? Make your choice here. Okay? Follow your intuition. You do that. That's your part. Leave the rest up to me. I feel like Spirit could be saying something like that, okay? What is this? Emotions are running high. Emotions are running high with this pink moon. What is this talking about? Some of you guys could be wanting to journal or do some kind of journaling here. Look, there she is. Okay. Some of you guys could be wanting to do that, journal or something. Maybe you want to get something out there. You know, maybe you want to release something that you've been working on, something you've been creating, but you're just nervous about it. You know, you're nervous about releasing whatever this is. What is this? Emotions are running high for Gemini gang. We have the 8 of Wands. Yeah, all this fast movement. And that's what's crazy about this too, is because this energy is gaining momentum card. That's kind of my 8 of Wands card. I just didn't say it, but it is traditionally when I use this deck. So that's funny. I feel like everything's just kind of picking up the pace here. Everything's getting kicked up a notch. It's funny too, because on this 8 of Wands, things look a little out of control for her. You know, it's almost like I thought I could handle this, but now I'm not sure if I can. It's out of my control. I'm trying really hard to control the situation, but I can't control it, right? Which emotions are something that you cannot control, right? That wasn't on the list. That little anxiety group thing that I did today, that was not on the list of things you can control. Emotions sure as heck weren't, because you cannot control your emotions, you know? Because even when you stifle them down, even when you try to avoid them, even when you try to push them to the side or not feel anything, they're going to come up eventually. They're going to. Like that geyser, right? You're going to blow eventually. And I feel like that could be something that's happening here. Things are being brought to the forefront so you can move things around, so you can reorganize things. Maybe there's a reorganizing that's going on within you. And so Spirit's kind of like shifting things, pulling things out, bringing things to the surface, rocking you, shocking you. And you're just like, whoa, I'm not ready to look at that. I don't want to look at this. I'm not ready for this. This isn't what I was wanting to do. This is, no, this is too much. I feel like Spirit's like, trust the process. Okay, relax. This is almost the energy I'm getting into it. Like, relax into it. Trust the process here. You know, and you're like, no, trust the process. It's a whole twister of emotions. No, thank you, right? No, thank you. Okay, it's the energy I'm getting, but it's like you can't control it. You can't put it back in. Like you can't close Pandora's box is almost what I'm getting here, guys, okay? What are their emotions running high in regards to, Spirit? What are their emotions running high in regards to, guys? We have the 5 of Wands. Well, what you're conflicted about deep inside, you know? Some of you guys, it could be about investing in something, or it could be about your career with the Queen of Pentacles, or investing in somebody with the Queen of Pentacles. But I feel like this is just you wanting to be stable, wanting to be grounded, you know? And that's, you know, wanting everything to be happy all the time and never have any problems, never have any kind of like conflict, any kind of challenges, nothing like that. That's a trauma response, right? It's you wanting to control situations because at one point in your life you felt like you were out of control. That's all that is. You know, it's not about praying for an easy life. It's about praying for the strength to endure a hard one. You know, because life is not always going to be easy. There are going to be challenges. There are going to be down times. There are going to be arguments and disagreements and bird bitches and all of that stuff. You can't wish for a life without any of this. That's impossible. You just need to be able to wish for the strength to be able to endure it, to make smart choices, to have healthy boundaries, right? To grow and to learn when you do go through these things. I feel like your emotions could be running high through because of whatever challenge that you went through, or whatever conflict that this is, or whatever confliction that you feel within yourself too, especially with these choices that we see. You know, you could be feeling like, I don't know, you know, and Spirit could be like, tick-tock, right? Tick-tock. It's almost giving that kind of energy, and you're just like, okay, but I don't know, you know? Yeah. Some of you guys, there could have been an argument, or there could have been something that happened where it's like it made something was bubbling up, right? And there could have been angry words or something that was expressed or exchanged because of that. And maybe some of you guys just aren't good with conflict, or it stirred up some things, it triggered some things, and you're like, whoa, I didn't want to feel these things. This is bringing me to a place that I used to feel. I don't want to feel this again, you know? There's something there with that, y'all, okay? Let's see what this new start is, guys. What's this new start? What is this new start that's coming for Gemini gang? The new moon. We have the Page of Wands. Okay, well, there could be some really fun, playful communication that could be coming in. Somebody could definitely be shooting their shot here. Somebody could be reaching out to you, or stepping forward. Maybe you work with this person and they're like, hey, you know, I've been watching you, I've been noticing you, I want to know if you want to do this, you want to go get a drink, you want to go to dinner, whatever, okay? But there could be some kind of fun, playful communication that's coming in here. But this new beginning with this Page of Wands is interesting because this is my life purpose card. And it's funny because on this Page of Wands, we see them going down a path. And we see the ancestors kind of looking back at him like, come on, it's going to be great, you know? And then we see that lizard there. So there could be something there with this where it's like, you know, your intuition's calling you off. New path, new start, new beginning here. Maybe you're like, you're excited, but you're low-key nervous. Like, can I handle this? I don't know. 6 of Cups, yeah. And you know, I don't know if this is necessarily you walking into a new soulmate commitment. Excuse me. You walking into a new soulmate connection. For some of you, perhaps. It definitely could be. But I kind of feel like this is like, I don't know, like it's your past or something that you're thinking about. Like you're looking at your new beginning, you're looking at your future, but you're still thinking about your past. You know, there's something about his face. I don't know if you can see it because of my busted ass camera, but if you can see his face, he looks like deep in reflection. He's not smiling. He's not like looking excited. He's not looking brave and strong. Like, I'm ready. There's like a deep, deep, deep reflection here, almost to where like he's being transported, right? Back to this scene here in his mind, you know? And it's like, dang, am I ready? You know, am I ready to do this? Or is this what I want? Or am I ready to walk away from this perhaps? There's something there with that, guys. Like there's a you know, a reflection, but it's low key like turning into like ruminating here. with the Five of Swords, because there needs to be this change, or there needs to be you getting past this 5 so you can get to the 6 here, because we have the 5 of Wands, we have the 5 of Swords. Like, you want to get to the next step here, but you're nervous about whatever this is. Maybe some of you guys are worried something's too good to be true. Okay? Maybe some of you guys, okay, I don't know who this is for, but maybe some of you guys are worried that something's too good to be true, and then it turned out it wasn't, right? Like, this human or this person or this, you know, situation, it does have flaws, it does have get-ups, it does have challenges, and then that wasn't good enough too. It's like, make sure you're not moving from fear here, right? Because there could have been this energy of like, well, it's too good to be true, and then when it showed you it wasn't too good to be true, it's like, okay, well, now I definitely don't want it because it's not, you know what I mean, perfect, or something like that. I don't know, guys. There's just something here with this where there's like an apprehensiveness about walking down this, and I feel like it's because your past, like your past is standing in your way. That's what I'm getting, guys. Yeah. Okay. 5 of Pentacles with the 9 of Swords. It's like feeling a lot of anxiety, maybe having sleepless nights, maybe feeling like you've been left out in the cold, maybe feeling like you don't want to go through that again, especially if some of you guys just like maybe had a situation where you felt like, you know, you weren't really, you know, somebody didn't show up the way that you wanted them to show up, or the way that you were showing up for them, right? Maybe some of you guys feel like you were rejected or you were left behind. Okay? And so to go into a new situation now, you know, you might be like, well, I don't want to experience that all over again. And that's why it's important to do your healing work and release that feeling and let it go and make peace with it. Because there's something here where it's like, it's not the actual situation that's hurting you, it's the expectation behind the situation. You know? So it's not necessarily that it didn't work out with that person, it's that that situation didn't work out in general. I don't know, that's for somebody, guys. But I feel like what Spirit is saying is you are going to be victorious. You know, something is going to work out. You just have to make your choice. That's the energy that I'm getting. You know? That's those portals here that I was picking up on. I don't know, guys. This is a weird full moon reading. It sure is. So y'all gonna have to let me know. That's my card of fear, right? Spirit's like, balance out your fear, balance out your anxiety, because some of you guys are in this wounded warrior energy where you are expecting the worst of a situation. You're expecting the worst. It's funny too, because I hate to bring it up, but it's like I went through it today and it opened my eyes to a lot of things. Like this anxiety group, like it really opened my eyes. He was talking about like when you're overthinking, when you're ruminating about things. People who have anxiety, like our first thought is to go to the negative. All the bad things that can happen. He's like, but what if you decided to go to all the good things that could happen first, right? So hope for the best and enjoy whatever happens, but plan for the worst. Like if something does happen, he was like, have 3 responses that you could have and keep it simple. Don't overthink the responses or the choices that you can make if something doesn't turn out the way that you want it to. But have like 3 backup plans of what you could do if something doesn't happen the way that you want it to. But that's it. Leave it at that. You know? But always, always, always hope for the best first. You know? And it was funny because it's like, he was talking about like, let's say you get a 65 on a test. He's like, you literally just got 2/3 of the test correct, but you don't feel that way. You still feel like a failure, but technically you didn't do bad. It's like seeing things in a more optimistic way, seeing things in like a half glass full way, but doing it from the place of always expecting the best first versus always expecting the worst. I don't know. There's something there with that, guys. Y'all guys to let me know if this reading even freaking makes sense to you, because this was a weird one for us. It really was. To be honest with you, I wasn't even really going to do a full moon reading today. But I made a commitment to y'all. You know, I promised you that I would do a full moon reading every single full moon this year. And I don't want to break my promises to you guys. You know, you know, you guys are important to me. So I want to, if I say I'm going to do something, I want to follow through with it. So, all right, let's see what we got here. Let's get advice and additional messages for Gemini gang. So basically, I'm sorry if this reading was a dud and you're just like, girl, bye. Okay? Anyways, what do we have here for Gemini gang. We have gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. I feel like there's going to be something you're going to be thankful for here coming forward, Gemini. I don't know why. I just get that feeling, okay? We have peace. I am a being of love and I release all negative energy. What else do we have here for Gemini gang? We have honesty. This is one of my favorite cards in this deck, okay? It says, I can't always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. I always mess up my favorite stuff. When I'm talking about it, I always mess it up. If I have a quote that's my favorite, I'm like babbling and stuttering through it, I swear. But anyways, that's what it says, and that's one of my favorite cards, and that's truth. Okay? Maybe some of you guys need to be honest with yourself. You've been a little prideful in a situation. It's like, you know? Okay? Or maybe you haven't had enough pride. I don't know. But that's the truth. You can't always expect the truth from other people, but you can expect it from yourself. So be honest with yourself about situations. We have fear. I realize that I am testing my resolve to live in the energy of love, because fear is the opposite of love, right? Some people say it's hate, but it's not hate, because hate is derived from fear. So it's fear. That's the opposite of love. So if you're not looking at things through a lens of love, you're looking at things through a lens of fear. What else do we have? We have growth. I want to expand my consciousness and my awareness. Okay. I'm down for it. We have courage. It says, I find the inner strength to face my fear with confidence. Yes. Yes. Okay. We have relationships. It says, I am attracted to those people who serve my highest and greatest good. And that doesn't always mean the pleasant stuff, because sometimes the lessons that you're taught through relationships are not easy. Sometimes they're painful. You know, relationships can be like a school. It can be a testing ground, and it's not always the most pleasant experience. So if you're equating all of your relationships, and not just romantic, but family, friends, working relationships, to only healthy ones were only the ones that were peaceful and there was no problems at all. That doesn't mean that those were the only healthy ones. I don't know, there's something that I'm like processing in when it comes to that inside, and I just felt like saying it because I feel like a lot of you guys could be understanding that. You're coming to terms with the fact that even if there was some situations or some relationships in your life that weren't exactly the easiest, they actually did teach you a lot. That makes them healthy, especially if you chose to look at the lesson versus looking at the pain or the loss. Okay. We have success. I know that there is no greater goal than to love. Okay. And then last but not least, we have health. I will honor the physical vessel that enshrines my soul. Okay. Bottom of the deck, we have happiness. I'm aware that being happy means I am on the right path. So, Gemini, that's a good indicator of whether you're moving in the right direction, you're making the right choices, you're doing the right thing. Are you happy though? Okay? All right, guys, that has been your reading. I do hope that it helps. I hope it resonates. I hope it does something, and I will definitely see y'all in the next one. Bye.